Hello, Sanbonani, Dumelang Mzansi Africa, and welcome to your #1 youth show. This is Expressions right here on SABC 1. Jagogombukeli sikwinyanga ka-August, in the middle of this month where we celebrate amanina omzansi Africa. Siyathanda ubothulula umnqwazi because they are living proof that possibilities are endless. These trailblazers Mbukeli, they are going all odds. Beqinisekisa into yokubana they are thriving in the sports world. I'm talking about academia, agriculture, city wuntu kulamanina omzansi Africa. The question esiyibuzayo namhlanje, what can we do to better support lamanina who are fighting against all odds? Our producer Gembukeli Umzianda Mbedla prepared this montage for us. Let's take a look.
I always say to young people, the world is your oyster. Just put out your hand and reach for the sky. But today you can go beyond the skies. You can become an astronaut. And so there are all these opportunities that have been made possible, especially for our women.
Beautiful insight compiled by our producer Umzianda Mbedla. To help us unpack this discussion in studio, we are joined by Florence Mweli from School Natural Science Quiz Competition for Gauteng. We also have Tukulo Edlamini from Backroom and Young Golfer from the dusty streets of Etembisa. Manina, welcome to Expressions and Happy Women's Month.
Thank you for having me, and nice to be here.
Happy Women's Month to you, Ma, and thank you for inviting us.
Kumulela Tida. And you know, Florence, I want to start with you before we can start about the quiz and the competition itself. Ndifuna sibuyele emva from where this all started. Yintoni mhlambe owayibona, a gap that you saw in our schools, in our communities, apho wathi no, there's need into yobana amanina nabantwana bafundiswe ngescience.
Okay, it was a shortage of critical skills, like now the current situation that we are having, xenophobia, which is caused by lack of critical skilled people in our country. So the country is now relying on foreign-based critical skilled people, of which as South Africans we can do better and have our own children being scientists, engineers, or do any critical jobs. So that's how we came up with this idea.
Tukulo, hey, aguna awards la studio nkosi yami ngiyashayina. Congratulations, you know, on your journey. And I mean, uqale umncinci kakhulu with the support of your mother. When you look back, I mean, how do you think ubomi bakho bebuzoba njani if you didn't take that golf course?
To be quite honest with you, I have no idea. But what I am sure of is that I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my mom.
Yeah, oh, Betunana. And the mother is right here in studio, and I mean, which speaks about the theme for this month, which says, empowered women, empower nations. Looking at your journey and some of the barriers that you have faced, because we understand, Uguti, it's a male-dominated industry, and it's not quite diverse, especially as a black young girl. When you first walked in with golf course, did you feel like it's a space where wena njengenina elingumuntu omnyama can thrive?
No, I didn't feel like that because my first game was in Germiston on the 8th of August, 2018. And when I went there with my mom, it was only me with my mom, and we traveled by taxis to go there. So seeing white kids coming with their whole families, it made me feel some type of way that maybe I'm not being supported enough or I'm not receiving the same support as them.
Yeah, and speaking of support, Florence, I want to come to you because and one thing that I like about this competition is that you do not only give learners trophies, but also there's a promise that labs zizakwakhiwa. Why was it important for you to ensure that not just trophies or winning, but also there's infrastructure like laboratories?
Yes. So we actually did a research on why our children are failing maths and science. It's because some of the schools, they don't have laboratories. So we found out that some children understand practically, some understand theoretically. So we find that if we can build laboratories to the schools that do not have laboratories, it will help them further their physics more. Yes.
I want to speak about access because njengoba benishilo eqaleni lokubana abantu xa bejonga golf, you know, I mean from equipment, you know, it's expensive, there's limited space, and ngapha it's male dominated. When personally, what would you say were some of the barriers that you faced and what kept you grounded?
Some of the barriers that I would say I faced is the stigma behind the black girl from the township.
Yeah.
Who grew up in a back room, to be specific. And, you know, you receive such comments from people you thought would support you and would be there for you, but they're not there. And again, expenses. Golf is a very expensive sport.
Yeah.
I'm being raised by a single parent. That is a lot of work for her to maintain me going to places and traveling.
And speaking about going to places, it's not a waste because you have more than 80 trophies. Ezinye uzishiya apha endlini. Kahle kahle thina expressions ushaye ngama highlights. I mean, does it excite you okanye it's like hleli vele nizowina?
Let me correct you a bit. It's more than 100 now.
More than 100. Wow.
Receiving these trophies, they do come with the excitement, but at some point I'm like, can they just hand over the trophy? There's no need for me to play.
Yeah. I love that girl power and confidence. And you know, whenever we celebrate Florence Women's Month, it's always about, oh, okay, we are celebrating women who have succeeded. But how about we plant a seed, kulamdana or selokshini, you know, build their confidence, mentor them like what you are doing?
Come again?
No, Ndichubuti, I mean, when we celebrate Women's Month, it's always women who have succeeded. But njengokuba usenza wena, why is that important to plant a seed so that umntana abe ne-confidence xa ekhulayo?
Oh, ngoba sifuna abantu besimami or amantombazana participate more into critical skills.
Yeah.
We want every girl child to be there on top. We want to give them confidence in terms of education, healthy, nakho konke.
And one thing that I've picked up from the programs that you do, we are seeing more young girls outperforming the boys. And I mean, yinto ekhoyo kumaphondo hlukeneyo, not only in Gauteng. But when we look on the ground, women that have already bengenile kule career in science, we are seeing a gap where we're seeing more guys or more males than female. Where is the gap? Where are we lacking? And nisiya phambili, niqinisekisa njani to fill that gap?
Yes, Tina, after tournament esiyenzayo, we motivate girls and we go to schools, try to speak to the girl child that you can do this, you can lead. And as Isia Pambili, it's a women-led organization, which is an example that they can also do it. If we can do it, they can also do it. Yes.
One moment we cannot not speak about is the moment you had with uMongameli Cyril Ramaphosa. You were just a little girl when you played that demonstration game with Cyril Ramaphosa. Take us back to that moment. I mean, do you still remind people to say, hello, I'm that girl?
I don't do that. My mom is the one who's doing that.
You are
telling
humble.
people that she played with the president.
Yeah. And to a young girl who feels like, Yazini, it's a dark world for me to actually shine. Utinukui?
I'd like to say to the black girl, your dreams are not, if they're delayed, it doesn't mean they're denied. Anything is possible.
Hey, bayasho bathi phupha lomuntu akafa umnikazi esaphila. Mbukeli, we take a quick break. Remember to be part of this discussion on our social media platforms. Ingaba wena mhlambe njengenina lenyanga ithini kuwe. Let's take a break. Do not move a muscle. You are watching Expressions. welcome back. You are still watching Expressions. We are talking about trailblazers. Let us welcome Annelisa Mthembu. Annelisa is an International Junior Miss South Africa 2025 and 2016. Annelisa, let's welcome you up at Expressions. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Take us back to that moment when they announced your name.
Honestly speaking, I just felt like my knees were breaking. It was quite a productive week. I learned quite a lot of things from the other girls, and there were also good girls out there, and being called on stage was just, yeah, it was that.
Yeah,
it was that.
I can
Yeah.
still feel now Annelisa, you're the one. You
Am I
made it,
dreaming?
girl.
I still feel like I'm dreaming, honestly, and I'm really grateful for this title.
Amazing. And you are only doing grade 11 and you are carrying a national title. How do you balance between being, you know, the crown girl, also having to make sure that eskoleni yapasa?
Honestly, it takes so much hard work from somebody. As an individual, you need to learn that it's not always about focusing on one thing. You know that you can go an extra mile for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that is always in my mind every time I think of juggling everything at once. But I mean, it does work out.
And here you are. I mean, one of the things, you know, the judges that I believe they recognize in you, your resilience, your intelligence, your beauty, your hard work, and just your grace as well. I mean, what did it take you to achieve zonke ezo zinto? Because obviously, azenzeki in all in one night.
My background, family, I've been taught that caring for people is the one most important thing you need to do, even when you're going through things yourself. I also found out that I am quite a loving person, and again, it comes from family.
Yeah.
I care about kids a lot. I love people. I love caring about people. It's all about caring.
It's all about caring.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I mean, that's actually proof because your little sister, Uwamba, is Nyathelweni Zakho.
Yes.
And we understand that pageantry, it's not about the crown that you do. Behind the crown, there's a lot of work that you need to do, especially when it comes to empowerment. And you're saying that children, you know, are your number one passion. Mhlambe, from engaging with kids, what is one thing that you feel like they need, especially when it comes to empowerment? Because you also do is self-awareness, positive talk, and confidence.
Kids need to tell themselves that it's not too late. You can always be yourself. You can always push to that limit. You can always try and, you know, bring the best out of you.
Yeah.
And that's just one thing that everyone needs to learn, not just kids, but everyone around us. That's just also one thing that we also have to learn as human beings. We love to outshine ourselves, or rather think that maybe we are not capable of something of a sort.
Yeah.
But we need to give ourselves that mentality of growing, of wanting to learn and wanting to know who we really are.
Oh, that's profound. Jonga, benza nginikeza title ndithi Miss Expressions
Yeah.
right about now. Over 20,000 women baqhankqalaza besingise to the union buildings. I mean, when we look and reflect on their journey and we look at afforded opportunities of young women in 2026, ungathi wena njengenina elisakhulayo, what does being a woman mean in this year?
It is not easy. That's one thing for sure. But as a woman, you need to tell yourself that you can do this. You need to voice up. You need to be there for yourself, not just for yourself, but for the other people around you. You need to be a perfect example. We need to teach each other confidence. We need to be there for one another as women. And honestly, as a growing young lady, that is just one thing that is really important to me, because I'm also learning about myself as well.
Yeah, and kuthiwa umlomo uyadala. Into zayithetha apha Expression izawenzeka. Be it's tomorrow or 5 years to come. Where do you see yourself?
Honestly, it's a bit vague because a lot of things, I've been going through a lot. Like, school is just too much. But in 5 years, I do wish for, I mean, I do see myself studying medicine. I do see myself living in a mansion, you know, driving my own Benz, because I love Benz, girl. But
Yes, girl!
But yeah, I mean, I do see a lot of success, but that's just not something that you dream about. It doesn't just happen to
Yeah.
lucky people. It happens to people that work hard for it.
I'm glad you know, because girl, you got it all, especially because mentally, ukwelinye, I want to say you are clocking it.
Thank you.
Girl, thank you so much, for joining us here at Expressions. We wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Uphinde ubuye man, uzosixelela xa unala mention, futhi ndiyafuna namba undibeke kaloku makusekho la way.
Yes, thank you. And please be reminded,
Yeah.
entries are open. My IG handle is IJM South Africa Teen. Please do enter.
We
Please,
will
please,
definitely follow. Thank you so much. Mbugeli, we continue to celebrate young women who are doing remarkable things in different industries. For now, Mastikwi Evenkileni, don't move a muscle. You are watching your #1 youth show. This is Expressions. Welcome back. You are still tuning in to Expressions, and we are talking about young achievers. Nazo kaloku indwendwe zethu Florence naye uTukulo. And ndiyafuna uqala ngawe Florence, to young kids walking in believing that science nkosi yami, they feel intimidated because they see ukuthi other students are probably smarter. What career opportunities should we open abantwana? Because science, it's just beyond science. There's artificial intelligence, there's engineering, there's biotechnology.
I can say they can further more into science.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot in science. That's what I can say.
And I mean, part of the things that you also wish to achieve at TK is also bringing and back to the community, especially apho sizobona otukula abaninzi basethembisa, omnye simbone Eastern Cape, omnye simbone Kapa, njalo njalo. Mhlambe, what would it take you to achieve that dream?
It's not gonna take me much, but then I'm still in a process of opening up a foundation for the young kids in the townships. Not only girls, but boys included, but my main focus is girls, because there aren't a lot of golfers, female golfers.
Yeah. 10 years from now, uyibona iphi isiya phambili, especially with this competition. These young girls that you are investing into, sibabona bephi in the next coming 10 years, 20 years, 30 years?
Okay. In the next 10 years, we see ourselves doing the whole competition in SADC, because right now we are trying to see what other countries have that we don't have here in South Africa. So we want to see these girls being engineers, being critical skilled, and we want to see ourselves having our own critical skilled people here in South Africa, not basing on foreign-based people. Yes.
To that young girl watching, I would like to, form part of a golf course, but, looking at all these issues that we've already discussed, I'm intimidated and namandla. I don't even have the support.
The only thing that I can say to a young Tukola out there who also wants to play golf is that anything is possible. Don't let your background determine your future. Anything is possible.
You are just 20 years. What's the future looking like with more than 100 trophies? I got it right this time.
Yes. The future is actually looking very bright. In November, I'm supposed to be leaving and going to Jamaica to represent South Africa again.
Again. Ngapha uyothatha enye trophy. Why ungathi uyothatha enye trophy, not representing?
Having that thing of I'm going to represent South Africa.
Yeah.
It's actually good for me as a young girl from the townships.
Yeah.
Because also my status. They should respect me when they sing on these streets.
Even here on Expressions.
Exactly.
And I mean, for Abandwana and other schools, who would love to enroll this curriculum, baqhumana njani nani?
Basithola ku Facebook siyaphambili projects, and then they can register sikhona ku TikTok as Battle of the Minds 263, as well as ku Instagram, and they can send us messages or contact us on, should I say my number? They can contact us on 083-371-2626 so that we can come and see, and then build them a laboratory.
Yeah, thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us. And expressions, you are doing amazing work. And most importantly, niyabakhuthaza kakhulu abasakhulayo abanibukeleyo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, but before I let you go, I want us to speak about the theme of this year that says, empower women, empower nations. What does that theme speak to you mostly about?
Empower women, that's a very huge word, empowerment. And in women, I feel like we're not empowering each other more, and we should support each other more.
Yeah. And I mean, looking at, because you spoke about critical skills, and I mean, there's always been a cry looking at our education system to say, abantwana bafunzwa kuphela theory without any practical skills. What is your call to relevant departments like Department of Education? Yes. We have National Science Week, ebanjwayo, uqaphela le miba. What is your call to relevant departments?
Yes. And I also like to appeal on that to the government on its own, that honestly, there are a lot of schools without laboratories. Some they do have, but they are not functional. So if they can pitch in and communicate with the teachers or the principals that what does they short with, if it's equipment, laboratory equipment, and then they supply. If it's a laboratory on its own, then they work with the organizations that have, that manufacture or that can help in manufacturing these laboratories to the schools, because it is a crisis. Without the laboratory, our system in physics and maths, and the cry for critical skills is going to be high.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
remember,
this is the,
maths and science is the backbone of the economy.
Yeah.
So without these subjects, our economy will remain shaking.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And with what you are saying, I mean, the issue of access, I mean, you travel Kenya, nangoku uthi uzawuya eJamaica. Obviously, when you get to these different countries, we are born now, up in South Africa, we still have a long way to go, especially in our schools, because there's also been a call to have, extra activities like sports for abantwana, so that where is the gap, especially when you travel all these countries? It can be a great investment for South Africa.
I feel like the department should invest more into girl sports, because they're too much into the boy sports. Like, take me for an example. I studied in Rosina Sidibane. It's a sports school, but they would only focus on soccer, basketball, rugby. What about the netball girls? What about the athletics? What about golf? The support is not there.
Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? We are leaving you with Miss Fire with a song titled Bank Balance. Good night.
Bamane bamvula bamvale 2 liter. Let's go. Sigo VIP sting in cooler box. Maula up flipping on flip flops. Petit good on good. I still go na the year. Malengi petit thing. Monga ipa me bunga shabala. Bathi kwenzenja. Sabatshela ukuthi stay ma.
Yazi kumnandi kanjani bank account mayigcwele so. Yazi kumnandi kanjani bank account mayigcwele so.